let's try to solve an industrial use case for welding detection. So it could be very cool to have a model in the cloud where you can just send an image to after you have done a weld, and it's going to do detection if there's any defects. So that's what we're going to set up with the new Ultralytics platform. Everything can be done in there, and we're also going to deploy it with that system. So what we have in here is our weld defect detection dataset. We have around 2,000 images. We have all the labels, we have all the welds, so we're pretty much just going to detect if they are defect or not. So this is a pretty cool use case, and this is also good for just deploying on the platform, because here we probably just want to send a single image for validation. So we have our data set here, we have our 3 classes, you can see the preview of them. We have a good weld, we have a defect, and we also have a bad weld. So we have all these 3 classes that we can trigger some situations for, but we pretty much just want to detect probably if it's the detect or a bad weld, and we need to redo it. So this is some inspection system that can run in an industrial system. You can have a CCTV camera, you can have any camera just sitting there, a vision machine camera, setting the images, doing all the detections. Once you have done a weld, it could be on a robot as well. So this is just a very cool computer vision application for the real world and industrial use case. Ton of value in that, because again, could be that you want to set up an automated system for weld defect detection. So we have all the images. If you just take a look at it here, we can see we have some defects. This is not really a smooth surface on top of the weld, so the whole weld is just a bad weld, but we also want to get the detections or the specific locations of the defects. So you can measure, like, do statistics of the welds, so how many welds are good, how many are bad. We can also measure the width of the bad areas and all that, so we can do like full analytics on top of our weld defect detection as well. So this is a pretty cool one. All we have to do is just take the dataset, hit new model, and we can train a new model in here. We're going to just train for 100 epochs. You can specify any of the Ultralytics YOLO models in here. You can even bring your own models, retrain, or keep fine-tuning on those. This is just the Coco pre-trained models that we're going to run. So we'll just use this. It's pretty zoomed up images, so we should be able to detect it with the smallest model and also not too crazy image size. It's also automatically going to find the bad size. We can do local training, cloud training. It's just going to cost you a few cents in here, and you don't have to set up any environment. We're just going to go with this default RTX Pro 6000, but you can see 800 is available, 800, 4090, 5090, all these different cards. So this is very cool that you can just do it, and it's just going to cost you a few cents. So this is $50. It's going to take you like 15 minutes to train the model, and we have a weld defect detection model that we can run in production. This is all we need to do. We can just hit start training. It will start the training, and then we look at all the training metrics. We can see real time, the epochs, mean error positions, the precision recall curves, all of those. So now it's just going to start the training progress. We'll just take a few minutes. The model is going to run 10-15 minutes. We can go grab a coffee, come back, we have our model trained, and we can then see how we can run the inference, deploy it with the Ultralytics platform, export it, run a few predictions. We can do multiple iterations, and this is how we build computer vision systems that we can get into production very fast. So then you can focus on building out the best possible data set, setting up the triggering system, all these different things here in a Python script, which is pretty easy to set up. Let's just wait. Let's come back here once the model is done training. So our model is almost done running now. We can see that it has finished all 100 epochs. It only took around like 6 minutes, so Billy didn't even have time to go grab a coffee. We can see the mean error position up here, the graphs. We can go inside the training tab as well, but we have the training configuration with all our hyperparameters. These are just the default ones out of the box. You can see the performance metrics on the right side. You can run the YOLO training command here as well with the dataset and all the different configurations if you want to train it on your own device. This is the training graphs. You can see all of it, so we don't have to open up our code, our runs directory, all these things as we usually do. But now we can see it hasn't fully converged yet. It's still going up in our position. Our mean error position 0.50 to 0.95 is also still going up. It's starting to plateau a little, but we could probably still train it for a little longer. We have a confusion matrix. It's looking very good. Like, we're pretty much getting all the good welds, we're getting most of the bad welds, and also the defects here. So ideally we want to have all the values here in the diagonal. We see the precision recall curves. If 1 confidence, usually we want to have these going towards 1. We don't want to miss detections. We also want to make sure that we are getting all the detections that we want. You can see all the different things like the console, the system, how much RAM it's using, CPU, all these different monitoring tools. This is just pretty cool to take a look at as well. But again, it's just one click and you can start deploying a model, getting into the use cases, building the business logic on top of it, applying it to different industries and sectors. It's not only for industrial sectors, but any industry, any sector out there, computer vision can be used in some way. So now we have our model. We can just try to run this image through. Looks like a good weld to me. We also get this prediction. And again, it just took 200 milliseconds to get the response back. So this is not used for real-time monitoring of welds, if they're good or bad, but we don't really need to do that. We can just sample some images here and there, throw it to the cloud, get the response back in a few hundred milliseconds. So before you can take a sip of your coffee, you already got your responses back, but you're not going to get 30 frames per second as you would if you run this on an edge device. Let's try this other example. So now we have a bad weld here, we have a good weld. I probably think that this is a bad weld as well. Maybe you can configure the confidence scores and all that. Maybe they will disappear up here. Doesn't seem so. It's also really hard for me to see this one. And I'm no weld expert at all. You can specify the intersection over union threshold, image sizes that it should use, but on the right side you have the examples of the response. So when you send the request to the API, you get the response back. This is the format. You can just feed this into any other LLM, Codex, Claude Code, anything, and then you can build like the business use cases, the business logic on top of this, and it can just extract the format. This is the API documentation for how you can use it with Python. You just need your URL, your API key, which you can get inside the settings, and you can have your image. You just throw your image into the request. So we have a post request with a URL to where we have deployed it on the Ultralytics platform here. We have our data, we have our headers with our authorization, with our bearer token, and then we have our files, which is our actual image. We can have the arguments with the confidence, intersection over union, and image size. So all different arguments that you usually throw into your predict function, you can specify them in here. That's covered in the Ultralytics documentation, and you can just deploy it down here with a single click. There's JavaScript, there's also curl if you just want to test it out in terminal quick, but if we go up at the top, let's just deploy this model. So when you deploy, it's just going to scout all the Ultralytics cloud servers out there in the whole world and try to find the one that is closest to you. The closest to me is Doha. You can see we have a bit of latency to around the world now pretty much. So we can just choose any server that we want to deploy to. There you go. I chose Doha. It's just going to take a few minutes and you have your model available on this endpoint. So now you have your inference endpoint. You can see all your annotation, all your data sets that you have on the left side, all your training projects. So you can have multiple different projects. You can have multiple iterations of your model trainings inside each project and training folder, and then you have the deployments down at the bottom. So you can have multiple different deployments running at the same time. You can have multiple models hosted. You're just sending requests to them, getting the API responses back, and there's tons of computer vision applications and use cases out there where it just does batch processing. Maybe you want overnight processing. Maybe you just have a few images that you want to do detections on. This is very, very good for that. And you can do it without writing any code at all. Just give the data set, do some iterations, do some refinements, get it deployed, build your application and the actual business logic on top of it. This is where the real value is. You can download the model up here at the top. You can also go in and export it to all these different optimization formats. We have another video where we do that, depending on if you have an NVIDIA GPU with TensorRT, OpenWindow for Intel hardware, TorchScript ONNX. We have some Apple hardware with Core ML. All these things we cover full detail about each one of them. We try to run it on all the different types of hardware, so definitely check those out, but you'll be able to get 2, 3, 4 times inference speed increase just by using these frameworks over the PT model. So now we can see we have a deployment. We can see our model is actually deployed down at the bottom. This is our URL, this is our code, and this is also our logs. So down here we have our prediction. This is the exact same way as we have our code. So now it's going to run inference on our server here. So this is the URL. You can grab the API key and then you just grab the exact Python request up there and we're good to go. So you have your parameters. You can see my API key down here. That's all we need to do. We have the code. This is the Python code. It sets up the API key. It sets up the URL. We run it, and this is what we get back in our prediction tab here. This is the exact same way it will work in your application. Very easy to integrate it. You can just give this to Claude Code Codex. It will be able to build it all out for you. Definitely go and check out the Ultralytics platform. You don't need to write any code at all. Everything is managed in here. Looks much better. It's pretty fast. You don't need to deal with environments, GPUs. You can use it in here. Take a look at it. Let us know down in the description if you have any other cool industrial use cases. Welding is a pretty cool one, but computer vision can be used for so many things. It's just a matter of figuring out, applying the business logic on top of it. Hope you learned on this video. Hope to see you guys in one of the upcoming videos. Until then, happy welding.